this is Anna from Savvy Cat Realty. I'm finally back in my house in Caldas da Rainha, in my normal background. And today I'm going to talk to you about Abrantes. Abrantes is a city about 1.5 hours from Lisbon, an interior city in quite the center of Portugal. And for those of you who don't know, Savvy Cat Realty is a relocation and investment agency that helps expats settle in Portugal in a sustainable and ethical way. We are a team of locals whose goal is to help both locals and expats by helping expats making informed decisions and good purchases that don't inflate the local markets, and also putting all the information on their site and having all the technical knowledge. We work with both rentals and purchases, so if this is something you are looking for, feel free to reach out to us at contact@savvycatrealty.com or check our website in www.savvycatrealty.com. So today is my video about Abrantes, which was one of the cities that I passed by on my EN2 road trip. The EN2 is the longest road that goes through the middle of Portugal all the way from the top in Chaves to the bottom in Faro. And Abrantes is going to be my second to last video about the cities, the main cities in this trajectory. The last one is, of course, Faro, which is going to be the next one. And Abrantes, like I said in the beginning, is about 1.5 hours from Lisbon towards the interior. And you do have a highway to get there, and you obviously can get there from the EN2 too. And Abrantes is a curious city that is on the limit between Ribatejo and Alentejo. So Ribatejo and Alentejo are two regions of Portugal. So they literally mean before the Tejo River and after the Tejo River. So as you can guess, Abrantes is right next to the Tejo River. So to the downside of it, you have the Alentejo, which is the kind of desertic area of Portugal with a plain landscape, and it's known as the Golden Plains. They do tend to change colors with the seasons. And then Ribatejo is the above Tejo area that is a lot more green and has a lot more European influence, while Alentejo has a lot more Arabic influence, as it was one of the reasons Portugal was founded was to kick the Arabs out of the south of the country, and that is Alentejo and Algarve. So all this to say that Abrantes is a curious city where you can see the influence from both these regions. You can see some more Arabic Alentejo style architecture and traditions, and also the more Eurocentric traditions that you can find in the Ribatejo area. So it is a curious mix in that way, and you can see a bit of both things. Abrantes also goes with the heat of Alentejo, although it is mildly, the climate is mild during the winter. It does get quite hot during the summertime. I went there in June and I still got the 40s, the temperatures in the 40s. It's very, very common for that city to have 40 and above temperatures, 40 degrees. So we are talking about 100 Fahrenheit. It gets hot. It gets really hot, okay? However, this area also has a number of rivers going around. So you would, as I said, you have the Tejo, and there's another number of other smaller rivers that meet in this area. So you have very, very beautiful mountain and river landscapes and some gorgeous fluvial beaches in this region. You also have some interesting monuments, I would say, like windmill, and there's a small windmill park just about 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive from Abrantes, and there's a number of small villages that do a number of different produces. This area is also known for olive oil and cork, like the Alentejo, but it also produces some wine and some fruits and vegetables and so on. So it is quite nice area agricultural wise, and also a very good area to eat. And the amazing thing about this, and this is the case in most of the interior Portugal, is that it's really cheap. You still have, in the program that we use for MLS, it separates the apartments from the houses. And so the houses tend to be older builds, so it's normal that are a bit cheaper, and the apartments tend to be the newer builds. And Abrantes is particularly curious because the actual center of town is actually cheaper than the surroundings in a lot of cases, especially for apartments. And this is because you kind of have two cities in Abrantes. So you have the historical center where you have the museums and the older builds and the narrow streets and so on. And there is actually a whole lot of it that is needing rehabilitation. The city is not the most attractive city at all because a lot of it is not in good condition. There's a lot of buildings and manor houses and overall places that could use some rehabilitation. And then the new construction and the expansion of the city is taking place around the city of Abrantes. So you kind of have two cities. You have the old city that is the city center, and then you have the suburbs or the new city that is kind of across, and it's full of new construction, and it's growing, and it has all the supermarkets and new installations. And even the structure itself is different because it's built newly, while the old city has grew organically over hundreds of years. So it's almost like you have two cities in one. And even if you consider, like, if in the city center, you can get both, like, when it comes to apartments, the average price per square meter is at 1,042 euros. When it comes to houses, it's at 990 euros per square meter. So it's pretty similar, as you can see. But if you go to the suburbs, in this new area that it's developing a lot and where the most of the new construction is, you can find higher prices at 1,700 per square meter for new houses, for apartments. And then in that same area, the village price is actually 850 euros. There is probably a lot less villages too because it's mostly new construction in that area, and most of the new construction ends up being apartment buildings. But overall, this is a very interesting dynamic in the city, and you can have a bit of both, I guess. And it's not too far from Lisbon, like I said, about 1 hour and a half drive through the highway, and you don't have to go through the bridges, so you can avoid the crazy traffic at Ponte 25 de Abril and overall crossing the river towards the Alentejo side. So that's a big advantage if you are coming from Lisbon. And I do believe this is a great area for investment because it's not too far from Lisbon. Lisbon prices at the moment are going at around 6,000 euros per square meter on the city center. And as you can see, most of the cities around Lisbon has been growing in prices. Where I am right now, Caldas is a great example on that. In the past 5 years, prices pretty much doubled. And before Abrantes, you have Santarém, which you are experiencing the same thing. The price is rising very fast. And Abrantes is just about half an hour from Santarém. And therefore, it can be a very, very interesting location to live in and to invest in. And it also has very beautiful landscape. I went to Abrantes as a tourist. I never lived there. But our Lisbon agent, Graciosa, has her family is from the area, so she knows that area very well. It's where she grew up, and she gave me a bunch of insight tips. And her cousin is actually a developer in the area, and he says that new apartments, 3 bedrooms apartments, new construction is going for between 180K to 200,000 euros. So that is definitely very interesting. And like I said, I think it's a very interesting location to invest in. Abrantes also has the district main hospital in the city. And according to the local, that's my agent, I haven't been living there, it functions quite well. It does not, however, have private hospital. It does have private clinics. But like I said, according to the local, my agent Graciosa, the district hospital in Abrantes functions well. And the food is also very good. I think I already said that. I ate very, very well when I was in Abrantes, and I was absolutely in love with the fluvial beaches. They are gorgeous. So if you are looking for an area that is not too far from Lisbon and it has more of the calm of the mountains, but you can still get to the city and take a weekend or even a day drive. For us Portuguese, 1.5 hours is a lot. It's a long drive, but for a lot of people it isn't, okay? And that's fair. But Abrantes, like I said, is a very beautiful area, and it has a number of villages around it that have a lot of local produce, so you can have a great quality of life there, and you can have a bit of the modern life and a bit more of the traditional things. One of the most known things from Abrantes is actually sweet, palha de Abrantes. And both me and Graciosa and my mom are big lovers of conventual, very, very sweet, typical Portuguese sweets. And palha de Abrantes is definitely one of them. And you can get great sweets in Abrantes, besides the food, of course. It is definitely not a very touristic area. Most people don't even know Abrantes exists. Not a lot of people, even inside Portugal, go to this area. So it's kind of a little hidden gem in that sense. And it definitely could use some investment in the more downtown area. And I think it can experience a similar growth to, for example, Setúbal. Yes, Setúbal was actually one of the poorest regions in Portugal 10 years ago. And it's currently extremely popular. I think currently, just recently, the average prices in Setúbal are became slightly higher than the ones in Porto. And once again, this is of course due to the high inflation in Lisbon and being close to it and so on. But this is all to say that I'm pretty sure that Abrantes will follow a similar phenomena and a similar trend in the next few years. So it can definitely be a very interesting location to invest and live in. And it will likely be a very, very good investment. So if you are considering, and if this area sounds interesting to you, please do reach out to us. Like I said, the local agent is Graciosa, and her family is from there and she grew up there. So she knows the area better than no one. And she can help you get around in this area and find a great property and investment. We also help with construction, small renovations, and even development. So if this is something you are looking at, feel free to reach out to us at contact@savvycatrealty.com, or just check our website, and we are very transparent with how we work and the packages we offer. And they are all listed in www.savvycatrealty.com. So I hope this was helpful, and I would love to hear your feedback about Abrantes, if you've been there, if you heard about it, and I will see you all next week. We are here every week, so feel free to like and subscribe. We always share useful information about Portugal and eventually living in Portugal. I hope this was useful, and I see you all next week.